What's up, folks? So here's something I was thinking about, and I wanted to share it. Or better yet, I actually been watching. I watched a video about with the guy named. His channel is the Book of Alpha. The Book of Alpha something. I actually can't remember his name, but I'll try to link it in the description. He actually sparked something in me that I wanted to actually talk about that particular thing, and I think he made some very great point regarding high value men. I think a lot of people in our society think they understand what a high value man is, but there are very few men who actually has the capability to be high value men. And contrary to popular belief, a high value man, the way our society kind of label them, they're not exactly, you're 6'4", 5", 250 muscle built, high value, high caliber, and alpha king. They're not. They come in all shape and sizes. The physicality of a man and his height, his favorable height in our contemporary society does not equate to his value. And you'll know this because you'll see a lot of men dealing with certain situation as far as relationship go, and you question it. You like, how is he high value and he's dealing with that? Because this is something that high value men just don't do. We just don't deal with women's shit. Like, we don't take shit from women. That is just the very first quality of a high value man. High value men don't have the time to be playing games with women. And I think a lot of women doesn't understand that because they are so used to beta males giving into their demands and requests that they think every man is out to do the same. Now, I think all of us at some point have played Captain Save-A-Hole to some degree, where we felt it was our job to actually save a woman when she wanted to be saved, at least appeared that she wanted to be saved. But we then quickly learned the hard way. Well, I've learned the hard way. I've learned the hard way, not once, not twice, not 3 times, several times. I literally go through an experience more than once, more than 3, 4 times before it actually make complete sense to me that this is it. So therefore, when I'm speaking about it, I don't need somebody to come and tell me this is not what it is. No, I'm speaking from a point of knowing something I've experienced, and I'm speaking about it. Now, when a woman come to you and it seems that she needs you to help her balance herself emotionally, that's just the nice way of putting it. The harsh way of putting it is that she's actually giving you a job of playing Captain Save-A-Hole. She's pretending that she wants to be saved because she sees that you want to be a savior, right? You appearing to be her daddy, to be the man that her daddy never was, right? So she's gonna give you the job, and in the process you get some pussy out of it or whatever. So she's gonna give you that job, but then what happened thereafter? She's gonna end up leaving you and go to another man, and you're gonna ask yourself, like, what the fuck? Like, where did I go wrong? How? I thought we were, no, there is no, you thought that, you see? You thought that. Because what happened, what type of role does a father play in a daughter's life? The father is there to actually help the daughter understand and harness certain characteristics in herself that men will admire her for, love her for, and marry her for, cherish her for the rest of her life. And once her father has completed that job, what follows is he typically is walking her down the aisle. But when she gives you the job, when you come into her life as Captain Save-A-Ho, to put her back in an emotional, balanced place, then she's gonna rightfully so, after when she get there, she's gonna leave. That's what's gonna happen. She's gonna leave, and you're gonna be left like wondering, what the fuck did I do? How? I was just here for this girl. And then she then end up and leave, and typically she leaves and go right back to the situation that you saved her from, which kind of make you feel even more tarnished on the inside in a way. This is probably going to be a lot of wind because it's very windy here. But you're not going to understand why this happens. It's happening because you're applying a position that is temporary, even if she make it seems like this position is a long-term position. It's not, because you are essentially playing her father. Okay, that was her job. That was her father's job, and it's not your job, your position to put women back in their place. You'll hear that all the time. Toxic and broken women talk about they want a man to put them back in their place. No. If you have to put her back in her place, you need to leave her ass exactly where she's at. Your job is not to put her back in her place, because then she's gonna try to do the same for you in return, and then make it seem like she's actually returning some favor and reciprocating some form of relationship to which she don't have to actually perform the actual duties that a woman are to perform in a typical relationship. Okay, so high value men, in essence, are men who actually truly engage in their future, that they understand that life is about sacrifice, and after going through several instances and hardship in life, that they come to understand that life is about sacrifice, and you have to sacrifice the present so you can actually gain the future. You have, as men, what gives us value is our resources, and high value men understand that, whether they're young or older. Typically, is something we come to understand a lot when we're a lot older, after we made several mistakes in our younger years. But those who understand it from a young age, actually they are in better position than us in society. Back in the days, I used to wonder about certain things. And I used to see a man, let's say a man with a very favorable job, a very lucrative, financially lucrative job, well-respected position in his career. And I used to wonder, why is he married? That question used to baffle me. He's married because he's a high-value man who understands that he needs to be married and stick with one woman, so he doesn't have to worry about going and chasing women, so he can dedicate more time to his craft, more time to his career, so he can actually become much more financially stable. Okay, so and now it makes sense. Okay, so I know there's no particular directive to this particular talk, because this is more like a rent off. After I watch someone's video, it kind of triggered me to actually say exactly what I'm saying. So there is no order to which I am putting this thing here. I remember this back in the days. I would give a lot of chances to women, but that's because I didn't really know my value much. I didn't know my value, and I didn't value much outside of women, to be honest with you. And I would do what they say, put women on ice, and then come back and end up talking to her again. But nowadays it's so different. It's so different that if a woman come in my life, and typically it just happens, just fall on my lap. I'm not out there chasing, looking. I'm just literally way too busy to do that, because I have other things a million things that I really want to get to all the time, and I don't have the time to do it. Another sign that you are a high value man or becoming a high value man is when you don't have time to chase women. Okay, so I used to talk to this girl, and she, pretty much do what most women does and come into your life and tell you a whole bunch of shit and tell you a whole bunch of lies, and then you are left to actually figure out that she's lying. Typically, if you're a good man, within the first 2 months, you're gonna realize everything she told you at the beginning was a lie. Because women just doesn't have a good way of actually keeping up with their lies. So they forget what they told you before. So if you have a good sense of what she says before that and how it doesn't match up to what she's saying now or doing, then you'll catch her very quickly in her lies and her delusion. Okay? Let this plane go because it's actually making a lot of noise. But you know what? Carry on. So this girl came and we used to talk, and I basically told her, back in the days I used to play women's game a lot, and I just because I'm very good with psychological games. So when people come to my life and think you could play psychological game with me, I tag right along because I'm very good at it. So chances are I'm gonna beat you in your own game. So I'm gonna let you set the tone. And I basically told her I'm not into that anymore. I have way too much other things in my life that I'm worrying about, and other things that I'm trying to set for my future. That I'm not trying to. I don't play games with women. You either what you say you are or you're not. And once I find out you're not, I'm not asking you. I'm not telling you. I'm not questioning you. I'm just gonna cut you off. When I mean cut you off, and I don't call you, put your number on block, and you just can't reach me either. You can see me on social media. I won't respond to you. My ignoring game is so good that I could literally be standing right next to you. Like it's like you wouldn't believe it. My ignoring game is very good. Okay, so I told her that, and she said, oh, she does the same thing too. And she even gave me a story about how she used to talk to this guy or whatever, blah blah blah, and her friend, or whatever the fuck the story was, and that she did that or whatever. But they eventually ended up talking. I'm like, no, with me it's not like that. Once I cut you off, you just disappear from my life. I'm literally, it's as if we never met. I cut you off, and I'm not giving you any warning. Once I realize you trying to bullshit me, I'm cutting you off, and that goes for everybody, not just a romantic relationship with a woman. It goes for anybody in my life. Once I realize you're a bullshitter, and then my radars pops up and it tells me who you are, I cut you off. And I told her that. She didn't believe me, and I realized thereafter, very soon later, she was a bullshitter, and I just cut her off. And up until today, I never talked to her. Whereas back in the days, I would be inclined to want to talk to her again. And it's just not, it's in fact, when even thinking about her, it's like, who has time for that? I don't have time for people who wants to play fucking games. And games that's not going to ever materialize or realize or become anything. So when you become a high value man, these are one of the many things that actually happen for you, is that you understand your value so much that you don't waste it on people that is bullshitting. You just don't, because there's always so much to do. What do you have time to do to play games? You don't. And if somebody tells you you see a man out there who has time to play games with women, that's because they're just not on their purpose. They're not high value men, or they're not have high value men to be. Neither are they working towards that. So when you become that, or when you start working towards becoming a high value man, one of the things that changed for you is that you don't chase women. You don't chase women, and you don't play bullshit game. You don't take shit from nobody, period. Not just women. You just don't take shit from nobody, because you value your time. You value your time. You're making extreme sacrifices right now in the present so that your future can be guaranteed. That's what makes you a high value man. Okay? A high value man standing in his purpose, standing in his masculinity, and standing in his alpha or his sigma ways. He does not fold, and he does not give in to stupidity, and especially women's game.